What is it? What is it that they fear about Kamala Harris so much that they're willing to say, you know what? We've already had 4 years of Donald Trump, and it turned out okay. Oh, did it really? She wants to debate again. Donald Trump doesn't, because he doesn't talk about the issues. He can't talk about the issues. But again, there's this false equivalency from the anti-Trump crowd and also from the mainstream media.
She served as a senator, as a prosecutor, as an attorney general, and the vice president. She also has a record.
She has
something you can compare to Trump.
That's MSNBC host and progressive pod people Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough making the outlandish claim that Kamala Harris talks about issues while Trump doesn't. Welcome to Nerk News. I'm Nerkish, and it appears to be opposite day once again at MSNBC, where the political shills hosting one of their shows snapped recently after watching a Bill Maher segment claiming that Kamala Harris doesn't discuss policy.
It's not too much to ask Kamala, say, are you for a Palestinian state if Hamas is going to run that state?
Okay.
Yes or no?
And let's say you don't like her answer. Are you going to vote for Donald Trump?
No, I'm not.
Kamala
I just said I'm not going to vote for her.
Harris is not running for perfect. She's running against Trump. We have two choices. We know exactly what Trump will do, who he is, and the kind of threat he is to democracy.
I don't know.
So it's unclear to me how there could be an informed...
The problem that a lot of people have with Kamala is we don't know her answer to anything, okay?
But you know
and
his answer to everything.
And that's people also are expected to have some idea of what the program is of the person you're supposed to vote for. You're just not supposed to say, well, you have to vote for Y because X is this, that, and the other. Let's find out a little bit more. And I don't think it's a lot to ask her to sit down for a real interview as opposed to a puff piece in which she describes like her feelings of growing up in Oakland with nice lawns.
Then I would just say to that, when you move to Nirvana, give me your real estate broker's number and I'll be your next door neighbor. We don't live there.
That really is. And I like Brett, and I like Bill Maher said, he's a fan of what he reads, but I don't know what universe he lives in. He actually said, we don't know her answer to anything.
That's just
false.
Not true.
It's just false. He obviously hasn't been watching the campaign. And again, I know you're going to get into this, but compare what she said. And again, we can go through the issues with Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Whether it's that rambling answer on child care, whether it was the nonsensical answers during the debate. And by the way,
you know, it's hilarious to watch these two try to do propaganda for Harris now. It's almost as pathetic as when they tried to ensure us that Biden was competent right before he dropped out of the race. I mean, one of the defenses that they're using for Harris is her record in politics. But that doesn't really mean anything when she flip-flops on nearly every position she's held. So yes, technically she might have given some answers on her policies, but the problem is she's so wishy-washy and insincere, no one believes her. And by the way, this isn't the only clip from Bill Maher that upset them. They also lost it when the same guest suggested that the media's inflammatory rhetoric about Trump might not be such a good idea given recent events.
If this is not a threat to American democracy, what we have seen over the past 4 years, and if that is somehow hate speech that is riling up violent rhetoric, please tell me, define for me, what is a threat to American democracy? It's certainly not people going around speaking out against January the 6th. It's certainly not people going out speaking out about a presidential candidate and a former president saying he wants the chairman of the Joint Chiefs executed because he was insufficiently disloyal. Is it maybe you think it's Donald Trump's chief of staff who came out and said Donald Trump says he wishes his generals could be like Hitler's generals because they were sufficiently loyal. Of course, Donald Trump, not even knowing that the Desert Fox and several others tried to blow him up and kill him. I mean, it really is. This is insanity. You know, you often hear about silly season. We have officially entered silly season.
You know, it's pretty clear that this is going to be the new liberal narrative to absolve themselves from any responsibility in this. Democrats and establishment media hacks are going to downplay all of their 24/7 fear-mongering and comparisons to evil dictators to pretend that the most extreme thing they've ever said about Trump was that he is a threat to democracy. Not that he's going to immediately do things like round up people and make them disappear once elected, or that he'll never leave office and use the military against US citizens. They'll just sweep all of that under the rug to pretend that the only thing they were concerned about was preserving democracy. And they'll do all of this, by the way, while they continue to whine about Trump's rhetoric and claim that it's putting vulnerable communities in danger and inciting potential violence or something. But let me know what you think. Are Beavis and Butthead right here? Is it Harris that talks about issues while Trump avoids them? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Boy!